I don't know about you, but since the time changed, I feel like summer is coming so much closer and I'm so ready to start traveling again and going to all the really nice, cool places I'm planning to go this year, including Europe and possibly Argentina. Hi guys and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel, we're talking about credit cards, points, finances, and travel. If this is something that interests you, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Ever since the pandemic started, it's been so difficult for us to use the credit cards that we get in the right way. Personally, I lost a great amount of points using using them in ways that are not the best case scenario. The best case scenario for points are traveling and especially hotels. Some of the best credit cards in the market offer free nights every year, free anniversary nights, and that alone is good enough to cover, if not all, most of their annual fee. And this makes all hotel credit cards that I'm presenting here today a no-brainer. You can't go wrong with either. You can get the Marriott, you can get Hilton, Hyatt, IHG. They have thousands of properties, especially in the Marriott case. It has over 7,000. Hilton over 6,000. The IHG over 5,000, and the smallest, that's Hyatt, is about 1,000. So since we know that regardless which one you're getting, you're gonna get a good deal, the most important thing is that you should know what kind of traveler you are and where are you traveling. Because I do adore Hyatt, but I have found myself many times having to go to a Marriott or a Hilton because they just don't have a hotel close by. But without any further ado, let's go see the credit cards, compare them, and come back to wrap it up. A few things have changed since the last time we had this video. The evaluation of the hotel points have gone down, especially on Marriott, but also in Hyatt. Not by much, but significant enough to be noticed. The pandemic pushed the hotels to ask more for cash. They're hungry for cash, which is why when you go to their website, you will find that it's often much better to just pay cash instead of wasting points, especially when they're not points that you have locked in the specific chain. If you have a Chase credit card, for example, you don't want to be transferring points to go to an IHG. If it's 1-to-1 ratio, you're losing money. You could use it for Hyatt and you're gonna make a whole lot more. So you really need to be smart when it comes to this. But other than that, they all make sense. They're all keepers. The Hilton Aspire is everybody's favorite. From what I understand, everybody loves it, and there's a very good reason. Not only it offers an amazing sign-up bonus that is about $750 value after spending $4,000 in 3 months, but the credits are incredible. The only other credit card that has the same possibly amount of credits is the Platinum. $250 airline credit for incidentals, 250 resort credits. It has a diamond status, which is the highest, and you cannot get it any other way except either getting this credit card or going to sleep so many nights at a Hyatt. And this is incredible because yes, in the US, many people do have this credit card, and especially Hyatt customers, but overseas, this doesn't happen. So you're gonna get incredible values when you go overseas. I would guess that you would get at least some crazy upgrades on this one. It has the standard priority pass select, 14x on Hilton, 7x on airlines rentals, 7x on US restaurants. That's a little issue I have with most American Express credit cards, except for the gold. They have restaurants only in the US. Like you get that 7x on US restaurants, but this is a travel credit card. You should get these multipliers anywhere in the world. So adding all the credits and all the point values, subtracting the $450 annual fee, we're left with $900, which means it's a 20% return on spend. The Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant is an excellent credit card. I personally find aggravating that depending on what device I'm going through on Marriott website, I find different evaluations for points, even different prices. I have a whole video talking about this, showing live what I'm doing. I think it's crazy. I was going from my iPad and I had my computer with me, and I was doing the same website the same time, and I would get different prices on my tablet and different on my computer. And I think that's just sneaky. I don't like it. So after that, Marriott is, like, in my opinion, that it dropped a few steps, but the credit card is very decent. 750,000 points after spending 3,000 in 3 months, $300 Marriott credit every year, 100 on property, expensive property. So I mean, yeah, that's up to you. And one anniversary night up to 50,000 points. Of course, there's an anniversary night on the Hilton that I didn't mention. And it's actually the best anniversary night with Hilton because it's for resorts. It doesn't matter where you go, when you go. It's just incredible. The Priority Pass Select is standard, same as Hilton. 6x on Marriott, 3x on airlines and rentals, 3x on US restaurants, again, US restaurants. So after paying the $450 annual fee, you're gonna be left with $515 or a 15% return on spend. When it comes to Hyatt, is my favorite. Again, I said it so many times in this channel. They have the best evaluation, 1.8 cents per point. It's down from last year's 2 cents per point, but it's not as down as Marriott. Marriott, I have it at 0.5 cents per point. Last year I had it at 0.8, but this has changed because every time I have gone onto, especially the higher you go with the Marriott ecosystem, the less value the points get. They want you to be paying cash. And I think that screws the value you're getting. You might have a different opinion. Let me know down in the comments. The bad thing on the Hyatt is the discoveries. It's the lowest that they have. I mean, Marriott offers the gold, that's the mid-tier. You can get it with platinum. That's also nothing really important. But the discoveries on Hyatt is just bad. I mean, especially within the US, doesn't mean anything. Now, that being said, I went to Costa Rica. I went to the Andes in Costa Rica. That's a 5-star resort. And I got upgrade because of this credit card from a $420 room to a $640 room. So I got $220 per night, and I stayed 2 nights there. So I got $440 because of this credit card. But that's internationally. Keep that in mind. 9x on Hyatt, 2x on travel and gyms, 1x on everything else. The 9x on Hyatt is crazy. By the time I was done with that 2-night stay at the Andes, and I had all the meals you have to pay, by the time I paid all those meals, I had enough points to stay at the Hyatt place for 1 night, which is incredible. After paying everything, the $95 annual fee, you're left with $607, which is a 20% return on spend. And the star of the show of the first year is the IHG. Not only they have an extended network, almost equal to the one of Hilton, but they have an amazing sign-up bonus, 125,000 points. That's $625 value after spending only 3,000 in 3 months. TSA Pre, I mean, that's all credit cards except for Hyatt have TSA Pre. 25 X on IHG, 2x on gas, groceries, restaurants, 1x on everything else. So after subtracting the $89 annual fee, you're left with $836 or 27 return on spend, 27%. 27% is just out of this world. The most important thing to me, though, is what happens on the second year and every year after. For the second year, guys, I was trying to be fair. I have a budget here of $12,000. That's the standard I typically like to do. $3,000 on travel, $3,000 on gas, $3,000 on groceries, $3,000 on restaurants. I know that's not for everyone, but I have to have a benchmark so every credit card can be compared fairly. And this is if you had a standalone credit card, right? Of course, you can combine these with other credit cards in the Chase or American Express ecosystem and have multiples of this returns, but we're trying to be fair. Last thing to mention here before I start is that when it comes to travel, because there's such big discrepancies between what's travel in the hotel and what's travel in airline fares, for example, I split the difference. So Hilton is not gonna get 14x on travel. It's gonna get somewhere in between. So I gave it like 10%, 10x. I gave the Marriott like 5x. I gave the Hyatt like 5x. The IHG like 11x. And this is because I want to be fair. I know that not all travel will be on hotels. So keep in mind that. The star of the show is clearly the Hilton Aspire. Guys, 7.6% is something you don't see in any credit card. The anniversary night alone can worth anywhere from $300 to $800, depending where in the world you want to go, how expensive of hotel you want to go. There's really almost no limit in this credit card, except that it's for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But other than that, you can just go wherever and make the best out of it. I calculated in this case at $500, which gives us a $950 return after the $450 annual fee. So 7.6%, by far number one. The Marriott Brilliant is an excellent credit card, and it shows here 6.4%. It has the $300 Marriott credit, and that alone brings the annual fee of $450 to $150. So you can see why this is a good credit card. The Hyatt, only 4.4. I was actually very surprised, but we have to be fair here. The category 4 hotels are typically around $200. I've seen $250, but around $200 to be fair. So yeah, you can expect $537 after spending $12,095. So that's only 4.4%. I say only, but it's only comparing to the other ones. 4.4 is excellent. And the IHG has the minimum is 3.1%. And you can see here.
If you didn't answer to my text, this is the price you have to pay for it. So if I read your video, I don't care.
Yeah. So the worst hotel credit card can give you 3.1%. I mean, that says it all. For me, they're all keeper credit cards regardless. You can put them in your drawer and forget about them and use them once a year and you're still ahead. For the first year, the champion is obviously the IHG. It has an incredible 27% return. For the second year, I mean, and every year after, the Aspire, Hilton Aspire, 7.6%. Doesn't get better than that. And I would add that 7.6 is the minimum you could get from this credit card, the very minimum. And the points value, really, the Hyatt is unbeatable. 1.8 cents per point, and everything else. I have the Marriott with the orange because I know you can get more possibly, but for my use case scenario, I always get about there. So that's it. See, guys, hotels are built in a specific location. They spend the same amount of money for rent, for electricity, for everything, even if you're there or not. They need to have the rooms in a certain temperature. Everything needs to be cleaned. So regardless of they're full or not, they're there. So they know that, and they try to get people to stay with them because the chances of you spending money to eat food or have a drink in their premises is higher, and they can make money this way. So it's, you can always get a better hotel credit card than an airline credit card. And if you combine them with the right ecosystem, if you have the Chase Freedom Flex, for example, and you get 5x on somewhere else, and then you transfer to Hyatt, that 5x will be at least 7x when you transfer to a Hyatt. And that to me is an incredible deal, 7x minimum. So every time I charge my Chase credit cards, that's what I'm thinking. I don't see it as 3x or 5x. I see it as 5x or 7.5x. This is not true though for the American Express credit cards, because if you get 4 points with your gold every time you go to a grocery store or at the restaurant, and then you go ahead and transfer those points to a Hyatt without having any kind of boosters, because I know American Express give 20%, 50% sometimes because they know how useless those points are, then you're losing money. Like that 1x that you got, that 4x is now 2x. Unless you get the booster, in which case it might be 3 or 4x, then you're losing money when you transfer. These credit cards, the American Express, I would suggest you guys get them as keepers because you like the credits they offer and you like the hotel chain. Otherwise, if you're planning to be transferring points from an ecosystem, the Chase credit card, so the IHG and specifically the Hyatt, is the winner. And this is the case with me. I like to transfer my points to Hyatt because I get the best evaluation. With American Express, it's probably better to spend those points in an airline. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Which one do you have? Which one you want to get? Which is your favorite hotel chain? Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, ciao.